Hey guys, my name is Minecraft here, and I'm back. Yay! I got back yesterday, so I'm still a little tired. Although of course by the time this video comes up, it's probably going to be like in the middle of the week. Probably Wednesday. I don't know. Depends on if I can record more videos today. Anyway, so this video, I'm not having an update, which is good. What are you doing? What the fuck do you want? What do you want? What do you want, cat? Rah! Yeah, so this video I am doing airship review and history lessons in one. This is going to technically be a history lessons because that's going to be the main point of all of this, and I need to do more motions when I'm like this. Sorry about that. Anyway, so as you can see, the server is back and glorious as ever. It will be on as much as possible. I will turn it on in the mornings and stuff like that, and we'll just get back onto the regular schedule. Anyway, okay, so I am going to be reviewing not this piece of crap, which you literally have to destroy all of it to sync it, which is stupid. I'm going to be doing the video on this. Now, this you may recognize from Jaki Rose's series, the Airship Pirates series, or as one of his creations, kind of, as a, what is it, a bulk freighter, that's it. And, yes, I did take a bulk freighter and just do a whole bunch of stuff with that weapon. Oh, for God's sakes. I'll fix that later. Anyway, so yeah, I did take a bulk freighter and just slap a whole bunch of stuff on it. As you can see, there's a small flight deck here with armed fighters. I know. I'll get into the reason why they're on here a bit. As you can see, I also built this. This has also been flattened out, and some of the design work is still there. Okay. So, I am going to start the history lesson part of this video. So basically, this was okay, so I'm still deciding, and I am probably going to put it to a vote with the server staff. The Airship Pirates universe, I don't know if it should be connected to the Airship Empires universe. I know that I have based quite a lot of stuff off of it, like the name. Airship Empires is pretty much Airship Pirates, but instead of pirates, it's empires. And of course the theme of airships, although of course airships are very different, and the way we use them is very, very, very different. Like, we have ones that are fast as all hell, we have ones that are just torpedo ships, we have ones that are designed for kind of closer range combat. I didn't build that. That was Ed. Anyway, so I'm still deciding on whether or not to fuse them together. If we do fuse them together, the Airship Pirates universe is in the same universe as the Airship Pirates. Sorry, my memory is just horrible right now. Anyway, so the two, universes will be fused together if we decide to do so. That doesn't mean that they take place in the same time, because if you pay attention to the dates and everything in the Airship Pirates series, then you know Airship Pirates takes place, I'm actually not sure, I think it's like, frickin', the Stone Age or something in our universe, like in real life. And then of course the Airship Empire series takes place, you know, a few decades ahead of what we are currently at in the real world. And because of that, well, you know, the Airship Pirates universe was the Airship Pirates universe, and, you know, stuff, and a whole bunch of stuff happens, and yeah, I thought that. Oh, okay. There's just a couple chests there. I thought that it was broken. Anyway, so yeah, I'll probably get into that in a different video. But anyway, so how does that relate to this? Well, the bulk freighter was a design left behind from the Airship Pirates. Now what I mean by that is, okay, the way the two universes are fused together is, it basically goes something like this. The Airship Pirates took place in the very, very far, you know, distant past. And there was quite a few centuries where airships were just left, you know, to basically rot, and, you know, because they're just so expensive, and empires, and like even the most powerful empires couldn't really maintain a full fleet of airships, so they just decided to stop making airships entirely. And then, because of that, and the limitations of the progress of humanity and stuff like that, I'll probably figure something out about that. Basically, the way it goes is airships stop getting built, stop getting used, and eventually they just die out. Then an empire, known as the Xenon Empire, or Xenon Empire, they start developing airships. And there's a group of engineers that don't exactly like the way things are, because the Xenon Empire basically rules with an iron fist, and, you know, they're bad guys, even though I'm actually planning on making them a bit more, you know, putting a bit more depth into them at some point. Anyway, so basically the way it goes is, this design was left behind from the Airship Pirates times, I guess, and the BCE, or, well, the BCG, back in the First Great War, on the other side of the frickin' planet, they were losing, so they had to make a contingency plan. And basically, you know, they had a few bulk freighters around, because, you know, they're pretty good at doing what they do, which is move cargo. Who figured? And basically, what the higher-ups in the BCG did was take 3 bulk freighters and turn them into escape ships, or, like, you know, basically they can fit as many people as possible in them and just run off. Now, of course, an empire back then was, you know, only a few 100,000 people. I'll get into that in a different video. Anyway, so they didn't look like this. They looked similar to this. It was there was one fighter at least, and the bridge didn't have these overhangs here, but it looked pretty much the same. It did have the windows. Anyway, so basically they had to build these as fast as possible, but they also needed armor, so they put frontal armor on here, and they put some armor on the top here, and then they built these fighters, as you can see. This is from the old BCG times. It doesn't look old, but I promise you it is. It's old. Please. I was stupid and didn't notice the recording time. Haha. Anyway, so the BCG activated their contingency plan when the final battle took place in their capital, and they had to basically scurry off and run away because they were losing. Because they're stupid. They're just really stupid. Even though it was founded by engineers and people that kind of knew airships, they weren't good at designing them. So basically they ran in these things, and ran and ran and ran to the other side of the planet, found this nice little island here, and colonized it. Yeah! And ever since then they've been developing airships, and the airships turned from like the Black Doom with, you know, their manual cannons, you know, like you click a button and then you have to click a lever a bunch of times so that you can get a scatter shotgun and it doesn't even go that far. You know, basically they went from building those to these and these and that too. I mean, they could have built that then. Yeah, basically they went from building pieces of junk to, you know, full-on military ships, exploration ships that can go farther than they ever went before. And, you know, in a few short 60 years, they become a pretty, in terms of population, not big. In terms of technological development, in terms of pretty much everything else, they're big. Yeah. So that's kind of the history behind this. Now you're probably wondering, why is there windows? Why is that here? Why are there two fighters? Why is it the way it is? Well, allow me to show you. So as you can see here, there's like a loading thing, a loading elevator that doesn't actually need to be attached to the ship. This, I didn't get rid of this for whatever reason. I know it's very dangerous. This hasn't really changed much. As you can see, there's stairs there. This is just kind of like a lounge. Over here is navigation. Captain's... oh wait, no. This is navigation. This is the captain's quarters. And then this is the navigation bridge. Now, you know, not that different from the, from Bacchiaro's version of the bulk freighter. But if we go up here, crew quarters, up here, there's a nice hallway. Now this has remained untouched from when the ship was originally developed back in the BCG times. Back in the good old, whatever times the BCG times were. And yeah, this is the kitchen, there's the dining area, this is kind of storage, this is main engineering back here. As you can see, you know, it's kind of weird. And this has remained untouched for quite a while. But if we go over here, you notice something? Do you notice it yet? Do you notice it yet? This is no longer an escape ship or even a freighter for that matter. This is a full-on cruise liner. As you can see, you have access to every room. And not only that, this ship is very luxurious. So, the fighters are still there. I'm actually figuring out what to do with these things. I might scrap them when the server opens and just turn them into something else. I mean, in terms of reliability, they're, in-game they would be good, but lore-wise, they would be horrible, because they're not even from the 2000s. Anyway, so basically, this, in the lore of the server, when the BCE was founded, they scrapped 2 of the bulk freighters that were turned into escape ships. They completely scrapped them and turned those into some of the earliest ships, like the Destroyer Mark 1, the Destroyer Mark 2, and yeah. But the third one, they decided to keep it. Basically, they kept it so that, they could remember where they came from, why they came, why they're even alive, that kind of thing. Basically, just to keep them going, I guess. Yeah, and, years later, after the rebellion, and, after the rebellion, and there's actually not a whole lot actually goes on after the rebellion, the BCE decides, you know what, let's turn it from a symbol of what we once were, and turn it into, like, a symbol of what we can do. So instead of focusing on militarizing every single piece of machinery they have, they decide, let's make a cruise liner. So, they did. Obviously, it doesn't have a lot of rooms. Of course, the rooms can be fitted with more beds if need be. They can also probably increase the amount of rooms if need be as well. And, yeah. So basically, these things are, well, this thing is, in my opinion, pretty nice. So, yeah, that's gonna have to do it for me, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Nice little informational thing. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm just gonna not move my head, because I do not want, have to put seizure warnings on shit like that. Anyway, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, then stay tuned for my next video, because I'm probably going to do something else that was built in the same kind of mindset as this ship. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!